بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله الحجة بن الحسن فداها أرواح العالمين واللعن الدائم على أعدائهم أبد الآبدين ودهر الداهرين اللهم كل وليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا وذليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. So this topic is probably hard to comprehend. Somehow it is important. We mentioned that yesterday. If somebody does a trade and that trade is void in accordance to Islam because it didn't have one of the conditions or etc., he would be considered as responsible for what he received in his hand, okay? And he has to give it back to the actual owner. For instance, if I buy a car of you, and then I realized that this trade was void according to Islam, so I'm obliged to return the car to you, okay? This is the first thing. But if we do a contract, any types of contract, that according to Islam, there is no ضمان in it. الضمان شو يصير؟ الضامن. الضامن. Guarantor, أحسن. There is no guarantee, no obligation. I'm not obliged. For instance, al-hiba. So if I give you something as a hiba, it was mine, and for any reason that contract was batil, was void, you're not obliged if anything happens to that. And this is called, in accordance to our jurisprudence, ما يضمن بصحيحه يضمن بفاسده وما لا يضمن بصحيحه لا يضمن بفاسده. Any contract that the valid contract brings the guarantee, so you have to, for instance, there is guarantee. For instance, if you buy something of me, I have to give it to you, correct? It's a guarantee. If I don't give it to you, then I have to give you back your money. This is a guarantee. Then the void contract has guarantee as well. And any contract that there is no guarantee in what? In the valid contract, of course there is no guarantee. There's no guarantee in an invalid contract in that as well. This is very obvious. So it's not very hard to understand, to comprehend this part of it, because it's universal. Okay? It was a gift, man. So why should I return it back to you? Why should I do this? Okay? For instance, if I give you a gift and you eat that gift, I don't know, food, something, and you eat it, and then I realize that this contract was void, was wrong, I'm not allowed to come and tell you, give me the money of that. Because if it was sahih, there were no guarantee. Why? If it was fasid, there is a guarantee. While if it was a bay', if I sell you food, and then you eat it, even if you eat it, you have to pay me back. And I have to give you back what I got from you. You got me? So ما يضمن بصحيحه يا الله يضمن بفاسده وما لا يضمن بصحيحه لا يضمن بفاسده. This is the topic, which is obvious. The other topic is التلف. If something gets perished, finished, used, after For instance, we do the contract and then I see that I have to return back what I used. Correct? There is a qaida here, a rule here, a fundamental here. القيمي بالقيمة والمثلي بالمثل. So we have two types of products. Some types of product that the product itself is valuable. And some types of product that the product itself is not valuable. The value of that product is valuable. For instance, an Apple Watch. It's an Apple Watch. Nothing is unique about it. So if for any reason I buy, for instance, your Apple Watch, and then I broke it, then we realize that the contract, the trade was wrong. I have to return it back to you, okay? Should I purchase an Apple Watch and give it to you, or should I give you the price of that Apple Watch?
The price of it?
Exactly. Why? Because nothing so specific about normal Apple Watches. Correct? But if it was unique, for instance, a very unique horse, very unique horse, can I just give you the price of it? Or I have to purchase a horse like that and give it back to you? A very unique car, for instance. It's not a car that you bought from your car, you bought it, you actually upgraded it, and you did this and that on it. So it's not about the price. It's a legend car. It's an important car. So should I just give you the price or bring like that car and give it back to you? So big discussions among scholars. What is qimi? What is mithli? I can remember from before, I didn't read it in Sayyid Abdul al-Sabzwari, Ayatollah Sayyid Abdul al-Sabzwari's book, but I can remember from before, Kitab Fiqhiyya, 15, 20 years ago when I used to study. المثلي القيمي ما تساوى كل جزء منه مع الجزء الآخر. So one handful of rice, if you get, each part of it will be what? Will be considered the same price. So this part or that part, the same. This is qimi. Mithli is not like that. Too many definitions. We don't intend to define it because it's what all rational people understand. What is qimi, what is mithli? Apple Watch is an Apple Watch. Correct? A pen is a pen. So you can pay for the pen. But a legend car is a legend car, you know. A golden cane is a golden cane. It's not the price of it. It's the thing itself. Like it. You have to manufacture it. You have to bring it. Unless if you cannot, then you have to pay the price. And why that's important? Because sometimes to get that would be harder. So yes, this is the price of that, but this is mithli. And if you want to obtain that, to manufacture that, you have to spend more money. So it's not about only about the price of it. It's about it itself. So what I was thinking, really, okay, what is the first law? Without considering narrations, I would say that, let's say, if somebody steals, if somebody breaks, if somebody does a trade and then he sees himself that he sees that the trade was void, invalid, and he has to return the product. All of that, if all of that happens, what came to my mind is that I have to return either the same thing. If I cannot return the same thing, I have to return what is resembles that to the person. So a donkey, I have to return. I bought a donkey, I have to return the donkey. If I cannot, and the donkey died, then I have to purchase another donkey and give it back to him. A car, I have to return the car, and if the car is damaged, what I have to do?
Fix the damages.
No, I have to purchase a car and give it back to him. Not give him the price of the car. This is what came to my mind. Some scholars say that as well. But the problem is I saw that narration, Sahihat Abi Wallad, it's very famous narration, that somebody came to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, Abu Wallad, and asked him about a donkey that he hired to a place. So he hired a donkey to go from here to Shepperton. And then he used it and went to Sydney. And then the donkey died. So the donkey is not intended to go all of that long, way, distance. So Imam said, قيمة تلفه يوم مخالفته. You have to pay him the price of that donkey when you decided to break the agreement. So the agreement was up to Shepperton. So when you went out of Shepperton towards Sydney, what was the price of that donkey? You have to pay him the price of that donkey on that day. So Imam did not say that give him a donkey. Rather, he said the price of a donkey. And that is a strong indication that we have, if somebody breaks, kills, does something to a product of someone, not always you have to return what is like it to the person. Sometimes you have to pay him the price. So really, that's right. We have qimi and mithli. Sometimes you have to return because it's a very important and very valuable horse. It's an Arabic horse, fast horse, white horse, this color. So you have to get something like that and give it back to him. But sometimes it's, a friggin' donkey. You can only pay for that friggin' donkey. So not always we have to say it's about returning the same product or what is like it to the actual owner. Sometimes you have to pay the price. And how we can distinguish whether this is from first category that I have to purchase what is like it, for instance, an Apple Watch, and give it back to the person, or to give him the price, well, the urf will decide that. Is that a qimi or mithli? It's qimi or mithli. That's it. So if it's mithli, it means that I have to purchase like it and give it back to him. If it's the price of it is important, then I have to pay the price of that. So this is the topic that is important. And the price of what? Yeah? Which day? يوم مخالفته. When you decided to break the rule. What was the price back then? So before that, you had no dhaman. So let's say if I get a car, we have insurance in Islam. Did you know that? Did you know about insurance in Islam? اليد الأمانية لا ضمان لها. If you give me your phone and I take your phone. Just keep my phone with you. Take your phone and I put it in my pocket. Not that I forgot it someplace, and I had an accident, and your phone got broken. I'm not obliged to pay you the price of the phone, because my hand is a trustworthy hand. Al-yadu al-amaniya. Correct? If you give me your house, just keep an eye on your house, on my house, and I go to your house and I'll keep an eye, and something happens. So I lock the door, and a thief comes and break into your house and just steals everything. It's not my problem. If I forget the door open, that's a problem. So I'm not dhamin. So why Imam alayhi salam says, قِيمَتُهُ يَوْمَ مُخَالَفَتَهُ, before you reach Shepperton, it was the agreement that you go with it to Shepperton. If that donkey dies before you reach Shepperton, it died before I reached Shepperton. It wasn't the contract. I had the insurance. Yeah. But if you pass Shepperton towards Sydney, it's not the agreement, then you're going to be dhamin. So يوم مخالفته. So when you decide, it's not يوم التلف. When you decide, not when that donkey died, not when you want to pay him, rather, it's the day that you intended to what? To break the contract, to break the law, to break the agreement. You have to pay him on that. But this narration is debatable. Apparently this is the ra'i of Shaykh al-Ansari, but some others, even Sir Abdul Aziz Sabzawari, are a little bit in doubt about the meaning of this narration. But apparently we can say that. So يوم مخالفته. صلى الله على محمد وعلى